Proud to be a part of India's biggest debating platform, and myself, Athidi Nair, doing my first semester Unitary LLB from Kerala Law Academy Law College from capital city of Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram.
All the very best to Athidi and over to you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Athira. Good morning, judges. I'm very pleased to reach the semi-final in my first attempt. And welcome, Aditi.
Good luck with the contestants, and now we'll start with for the motion. Your 30 seconds starts right now.
The usual norm in India is to select a party leader that secure maximum votes to form a government with a particular threshold. And what we are witnessing today is the overarching influence of coalition politics. And that to form a pre-poll or a post-poll alliance, regardless of their own ideology or without the trust of the people. And this topic has got wider attention after the very recent Maharashtra political drama.
Your time up, and against the motion, your 30 seconds starts right now.
While standing against the motion, I would like to say that the real essence of democracy is captured only when the government are accountable, transparent and representational, not only on majority options, but also cross-sectional options. Now, a country as diverse as India needs to respect the fact that it is the diversity that needs to be reflected by when the government comes to the power, and that is only achievable through coalition government and not.
Thank you, dear. And now we have 2 minutes, and we'll start with for the motion. Your time starts now.
Yes, it is true that accountability is needed. And what is that accountability when there is lobbying and horse trading for this coalition happening in our country?
Okay.
Well, because in the context of India, and because India is the world's one of the largest democratic country, what coalition provide is democracy, and that is what we need.
Okay.
Whatever be the democracy in India, the representative democracy, what we need is a stability of a government. If one party in a hung parliament says that I will go and I will come, Ayaram and Garam, then the democracy essence is lost.
Okay.
See, when you look at India, we realize that the strength is not the real stability. I mean, not necessarily the stability. We have stable coalition governments. The concept of coalition, which is usually a norm or usually a stereotype that it's a hot spot that comes for a month and vanish away. That's not true. We have several examples.
Got your point, yes.
See, whatever is the achievement, we have to say that what is the coherence in between the different type of political parties for this type of activities and developmental activity without any coherence at all.
Okay.
But speaking about development, I hope we are quite familiar with the term Indian post-liberalization. Well, that happened during the coalition government, and the nuclear deal during the Pokhran was during the coalition government. And we speaking, yes, today this is the coalition era, and we are witnessing 8.9% growth.
Got your point. Please, out to you.
See, the coalition government we have changed, and we know that liberalization was not the discuss. It was a success, but it was the need of that hour, despite from all the facts. But what we have to concentrate is on that if we want to pass on all this legislation, what we want is the stability and the power within single most party.
Please.
Well, let me ask you, the Mizo youth and the Oriya youth do not have the same dream as Malayali youth or Maharashtrian youth. So,
and your time up, ladies. Now, kindly 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Well, I'm speaking for the motion, and the very first reason is that while having a single party governance, we don't need to have a coalition government. The coalition government, which is often unstable and collapse in a regular interval. And the major example we can see in Karnataka, which shows no coalition government has ever been able to complete its full term owing to various reasons.
Done? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, against the motion, your 30 seconds starts now.
India is a country which won freedom at midnight. And now that it is even possible to form governments during midnight. See, this is because there exists multi-party democracy. We have a multi-party system in our country. We have diversity in our country. In such a country, we do have the wider interest of the public. So coalition is a natural phenomena here. So the party with maximum seat is not an ultimate claim to form a government.
All right, thank you, Didi. Now we have 2 minutes, and your time starts right now.
My dear in this context, we are actually comparing the chaos with the clarity, the corrupt with the competence, the clean with the competent. Now, we don't want a nation to lead like this. We don't want inefficient leader to with a hollow man. We need a decisive, strong leader, a visionary leader to lead our nation to a greater heights.
Okay.
The inherent idea of India itself is unity in diversity. The diverse views have to be represented so that the small parties, regional parties, everybody should get representation, not the single most party.
Please.
Well, it is possible to maintain a collective responsibility within a coalition cabinet with Prime Minister as a keystone. But it's harder to achieve this ideal in a coalition government that is of a single party government than of a single party
Please.
government.
Yeah.
My dear friend, I would like to take this proposition to another angle. If a party with maximum seats, they have 60% of seats, but they do not have even 30% of votes in a country. So,
Got the point. Yeah, up to you.
Coalition means compromising. Members of one party often have to compromise with their ideologies and ethics to stay together. So it is more, the conflict is more focused within themselves.
Yeah.
compromise is the essence of democracy, and we are compromising certain decisions for the betterment and for a long-term betterment, better India. And that is why we have different interests together, and we do have coalition politics successful in our country.
Up to you.
Well, speaking about compromise, you said it's the essence, but not at the cost of people.
Please.
But coalition is not causing the people. We do have the interest of the people that they are voting these parties, and that is why they are coming to coalition.
Up to you.
Well, in context of that, since 1977, speaking about this, mean the center, total 11 coalition governments were formed and only 3 were able to withstand.
Okay.
Before that, in 1975, we have a very nice government which introduced emergency in India.